Fox News is America's election headquarters, and political junkies are bracing for 6 months of flame-throwing during the likely matchup between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And President Obama may be planning to get into the act. Real Clear Politics posting today that, quote, Obama to help Clinton make case against Trump. It goes on to say, but in truth, Obama will do more than coax Clinton and Sanders supporters to mend fences. He is going to try and disqualify Trump as unfit for the complex job that he seeks. I'm joined now by David Webb, who's host of his own show on Sirius XM Patriot. He's also a Fox News contributor, and also Rick Unger, Democratic strategist and senior political contributor for Forbes.com. He is also co-host of Steele and Unger on Sirius XM. You guys are so busy, I don't know how you have time to be
good
here.
night, folks.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's the segment.
That's it.
Let me ask you about, Rick, let me start with you. President Obama getting in on the act. Sometimes I feel like he has to be reminded that he's on Hillary Clinton's team now. You know, I mean, they went head-to-head for so long,
right,
and they battled it out in the field so many times. It's like he kind of mid-speech forgets that he's supposed to be advocating for her. How do you think he's going to do? Can he stay focused?
It's going to be interesting to see. You know, 8 years of being the top dog and the one who gets all the attention doesn't just evaporate overnight. So it is going to be a question. It's a reasonable question to ask. Look, he's already made the turn to going after Donald Trump. We've seen that he's done it kind of below the radar, but he's done it. Now the question is, and I hope he will start to focus on the unity issue, because at this moment, that's a bigger problem for Hillary Clinton than it is the Donald Trump Hillary Clinton.
So that's a terrific point, and that's exactly what he sees as his main focus. Let's listen to what he said just recently at a press conference with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. This was on Thursday. Let's listen.
My most important role will be to make sure that after primaries are done, I'm bringing everybody together so that we focus on winning the general election.
It was back in March. It seems like it was just yesterday, David.
Everything seems like it's just yesterday in politics in this cycle.
But this is what he's going to have to do. I mean, could it be, so you talk about the divide between the Sanders camp and the Clinton camp.
Right.
Is he just the guy to bring these folks together?
I don't know. How do you get the guy that was to the left of Ted Kennedy, based on his record, to bring Bernie Sanders, who's pulling Hillary's left flank so she can't pivot to the general, back together in a party that is clearly split? You know, it was big talk about the Republicans and the fighting in the Republican Party. The Democrats have a problem. Here's the other problem. The woman who says she's the only qualified woman in the country to be president now needs Bill Clinton, her economic czar, and President Obama to save her bacon so she can be the first qualified woman. I got to tell you, the American people are going, what is going on here?
Rick, you know, in my heart of hearts, sometimes I think that, you know, if you caught President Obama in an unguarded moment, he would prefer Bernie Sanders. You know, I mean, he likes the outside sort of renegade guy who's an idealist, who's probably, I mean, because he's not much of a compromiser himself. He seems like he would have more in common with Bernie Sanders.
Actually, I think the true answer is he'd prefer Joe Biden.
Right.
I think that's the real answer. I don't know that he's a big Bernie Sanders fan, because remember, he comes from a Senate where Bernie Sanders really didn't have much impact on that body, no matter how many years he was there. I think he realizes that it doesn't matter. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee for better or for worse. You know, the math is going to win over the mood. So that's going to be the case, and he has to be able to stand up for it. What's interesting is presidents often don't get involved. And he is not going to sit back. His popularity today is pretty good. If it stays that way, he may be an asset. If it doesn't stay that way, she's going to force him into the back.
But here's where it may hurt him. You've got independents out there, and the Obama policies haven't been good for everybody. And when you look at the people that haven't made up their minds, if Hillary's going to be the next Obama, that could hurt him with independents. And look at the economy. Look at West Virginia. Look at Kentucky. Clinton is such a bad candidate. Do you really want to tie yourself two parties that generally don't like each other, Clinton and Obama, tie yourself to each other?
When you're sitting at 52-53% popularity numbers, that's going with him. And so
but it's polarizing.
Like
it's very unpopular with the opposition.
But
President Obama,
you know, President Obama push comes to shove, without question, he very much wants Hillary Clinton to win no matter what,
Sure.
because that's what's
Sure.
going to ensure his legacy down the line. What kind of an attack does he mount on Trump? And, does he do it and look presidential? How does he do it?
I think he does it exactly how he's been doing it. If you watched his speech, his graduation speech at Rutgers, he was taking these very subtle shots that everybody knew exactly who he was talking about without ever
Well, they were
naming
not
Donald
so
Trump.
subtle.
Yeah, they really weren't so subtle. But and he's going to keep doing that. And he has a way, because of his humor, he has a way of doing that without it looking non-presidential. He's actually a great attack dog.
He can be funny. He has a lot of humor. At the same time, it's very condescending.
Yes,
It's that I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm an intellectual, and no one else is, especially Donald Trump. It has that potential of firing up Trump's base. When he dismisses people who support Trump as being ignorant, as being stupid, as not knowing what they're talking about. Well, wait. Maybe it fires up the Democrats, but it really fires up Trump's people.
Yes,
right?
it actually does both.
Yeah.
Because here you've got the billionaire who actually connects with the blue collar. Look at Donald Trump.
Right.
And is not ashamed of success and wealth.
Right.
Versus the elitist and the professor, one of the most divisive presidents in modern times. He's broken this nation up by Black Lives Matter, Hispanic issues, immigration issues, LGBT issues. He's done this very well from the political standpoint, but that in turn tells the rest of the country, if you're not going to listen to the professor or the elitist in the room from Harvard, then I'm going to go ahead and go against you. And Trump's base loves that.
Okay.
David's right about it's going to do both. Trump's base is absolutely going to love it. You're right about that. But Trump's base is never going to consider Hillary Clinton. So what?
There you go.
But it will fire up the Democrats.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.